Good morning, one and all. Welcome to Shanvi E-Learning Services, and also welcome. We discussed already about inventor of iomycin and about vaccine, right? And about Jonas Salk, who discovered the vaccine for polio in 1952. See here. Please stay in line, all of you. Look at the screen. Your syllabus is the world of microorganism part 1, part 2. The world of microorganisms part 1 and part 2. Okay? So go on that reading and try to attempt that all questions. Okay? So syllabus is third lesson, the world of microorganisms, part 1 and part 2. Okay, children? Next. See here, let us recall a little bit about vaccine. When a vaccine is given containing a weak, when a vaccine is given containing weak and dead microorganisms, our body produces antibodies because our body doesn't know whether those are weak and dead or weak or dead. Okay, so they may feel like microorganisms enter into our body, and they will start the producing that antibodies and stores them. So here the dead dead microorganisms are weak microorganisms are enter into our body, so they may not affect and they may not cause the disease, but before only we are making the produce of antibodies and storing in our body. If active microorganism enter into our body also, that antibodies already produced that can fight with them and kill. So that's why we may not affect from that particular diseases. When the disease causing microorganisms enter our body, they already present antibodies because we made that antibodies full by giving dead cells or very weak cells. So our body felt that some microorganisms, foreign bodies are enter into our body, and they will start the producing antibodies and store. This will help us to fight with if any active microorganism enters after the vaccination. Okay, the already present antibodies fight and eliminate Please stand line, children. There are some network issues. Please stand line, all of you. Okay, fine. See here, the weakened and dead disease-causing microorganisms which are injected into our body are called vaccines. Of course, you may get one doubt. However, antibodies are producing no, sir. When any microorganism enter into our body, when any foreign body like microorganism enter into our body, however, usually antibodies are producing in our body. Now, why we need to take vaccine? But before that production process of antibodies, that a particular microorganism may attack our body and may attack our particular organs and systems, and they may hurt us, and may we will get illness, maybe it will goes for a severe position also. So that's why before only we are making our body full, like by giving dead cells. Yes, dead cells are weakened cells which is not affect our body. Then when they enter into our body is feeling that some organisms like microorganisms enter into our body. That's why for that particular microorganisms, our body will try to produce antibodies and are stored. Okay, so that weakened and dead disease causing microorganisms which are injecting into our body is called vaccine. As we discussed, that may be in drops or injections like that. Okay, next. After taking the vaccine, after 1 year, you may got affected with any like microorganism. Then that antibody is already stored in our body. They are ready to fight. No need production. They are already produced and ready to fight with foreign bodies which are entered into our body to make illness. And these antibodies can kill that particular foreign bodies like microorganisms, such that there is no chance to affect from that particular illness. Okay, so that's why we have to take the vaccination to prevent a disease. Antibiotics for cure the disease. Antibodies is different, antibiotics is different. Okay, antibiotic drugs, medicines helps us to cure the disease. Vaccine will help us to prevent the disease. This process is called vaccination, and polio is given in the form of oral drops which prevent polio in children. While many other vaccines are injected to prevent diseases like smallpox, chickenpox, hepatitis, TB, tuberculosis, mumps, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles. Now we know about several vaccines which protect us against many diseases causing microorganisms. But children, here vaccines were not known even 300 years ago. We have discussed already about that military doctor. It was only after many experiments conducted by several scientists in 18th century helped us to get them. That's why we are not getting affected because we took the vaccine in the childhood. Okay, if there is no vaccine, we used to get usually the smallpox, chickenpox, hepatitis, TB, tuberculosis, mumps, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles, and etc. But because of this vaccination, we are not getting affected from that. Okay. Nowadays, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Okay. Now, activity 4, visit nearby PHC, primary health center, and collect information about vaccination given to 0 to 15 years children. Meet a doctor or a health worker and ask what types of vaccines are there, which disease can be prevented through vaccination, when it should be taken, list them out. Visit nearby primary health center. This is your project, children. Please, you have to do this such that you can come to know the many of diseases and vaccines, how great it is. Visit nearby primary health center and collect information about vaccination. They will give one pamphlet or one brochure, any like related to vaccines, and which what age they are giving that type of vaccines for children's. Okay, that information about vaccination given to 0 to 15 years children. Meet a doctor or a health worker, like sisters, and ask what types of vaccines are there, what diseases can be prevented through vaccination, when it should be taken, list them out. Do you know rabies was discovered by Louis Pasteur? Rabies is a disease, dog bites. Rabies was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Rabies causing virus. Rabies causing virus enters our body through dog bite. Through dog bite only if the dog has the same infection. Don't think if normal dog bite you, there is no chance to get a rabies disease. Which dog is infected with the same, if that dog bite you, then there is a chance to get a rabies disease. But if normal dog bite, there is no chance to get a rabies. That affected dog bites only, then there is a chance to get a rabies disease. So here, rabies causing viruses enter into our body through dog bite only if the dog has the same infection. Only if the dog has the same infection. Please underline for that point. Okay. And discovery of a smallpox vaccine. Smallpox vaccine. Here, figure number 5. Look at the screen. I'll have you. Baby with smallpox. Okay, when I was in childhood, we used to my age fellows used to get smallpox or chickenpox. But nowadays, there is no. Because you are taking vaccine in childhood for related to that particular diseases. That's why you're not getting affected. If you get there's a little more symptoms, but within 1 day that will be cured, because antibodies are there to fight with that microorganisms and kill. Because when you are in childhood already, that particular disease related microorganism dead cells or weak bodies are entered into your body and made that antibodies related to the disease produced. They are stored in your body. That's why they will protect you for all your life. The decision of Dr. Edward Jenner to set up his medical practice in country yard in a village which saved mankind by eradicating some diseases. By eradicating some diseases. After the causing microorganisms, the decision of Dr. Edward Jenner to set up his medical practice in country yard in a village which saved mankind by eradicating some diseases. Eradicating some diseases. When after the discovery of vaccines. After the discovery of vaccines. Okay. So here, to prevent the disease, he has started that. So by eradicating some diseases after the discovery of a vaccine. Okay. So here, eradicate. What is eradicate? Kill in large numbers or destroy completely. Okay, destroy completely. By destroying completely some diseases after the discovery of vaccines. Eradicating means to destroy completely. So he prevented that diseases, like he prevented the diseases by discovering of vaccines. He keenly observed that the milkmaids who developed cowpox, a less serious disease. Milkmaids, that person who developed cowpox, a less serious diseases, did not develop the deadly smallpox. He thought that they are developing immunity, which is preventing smallpox. A very dangerous disease, wiping out millions of people in those days. In those days, here, Dr. Edward Jenner inoculating vaccine. Okay. Edward Jenner here inoculating the vaccine. Look at the screen. Next. In 1796, Edward Jenner took the fluid from the cowpox pustule and a dairy maids like a padugu, okay, cowpox pustule and a dairy maid's hand, and inoculated a 8 years old boy with his parents' permission. Because to test that we have to inoculate that vaccine, and so he took the permission from the parents and inoculated a 8 years old boy. 6 weeks later, he exposed the boy to smallpox, and the boy did not develop any symptoms of smallpox. Okay, he exposed that particular boy exposed to smallpox, but the boy did not develop any symptoms. The boy did not develop any symptoms of smallpox because already smallpox vaccine is given for 8 years old boy. That is successfully worked on that, successfully made that producing of that antibodies. They fight with that. So they fought with that particular microorganism. That's why it did not get affected from the particular smallpox disease. The fluid collected from cowpox pustule acted as a vaccine to prevent smallpox. This invention of smallpox vaccine saved millions of people from the deadly diseases. Smallpox disease is a deadly disease that dairy maids, okay, dairy maids did not get affected from the deadly disease. That's why he got thought, okay, from cow pustule fluid we can make a vaccine for the smallpox deadly disease. That's why he inoculated a 8 years old boy with his parents' permission, and later 6 weeks, 6 weeks later, when he exposed to that particular deadly disease, smallpox, also he did not get affected. Okay, and even after exposing to that particular welcome back, children. Due to net issue, we are getting little problems. Okay, no problem. See here. Okay. So this way, this proved the way for the discovery of a number of vaccines which prevent us from harmful diseases. By taking initiation of these, many of vaccines are discovered which prevent us from harmful diseases. The word vaccine comes from vaka. Vaka means cow. VACCA, vaka. Vaka means cow. Now, let us discuss about the interesting topic, soil microorganisms and soil fertility. Already we have discussed the microorganisms, helpful microorganisms are there, harmful microorganisms are there, and microorganisms not only on land, in the soil, in water, and in air also. Now let us discuss about the soil microorganisms. About 78% of air around us is a nitrogen gas, right? What is the composition of nitrogen in atmosphere? 78%. Plants need it mainly for synthesizing nutrients. To prepare the nutrients, plants need this nitrogen, but they cannot make it from the atmosphere directly. Will they make this nitrogen directly from the atmosphere? No, they cannot. So they will depend on the mediators, like some of microorganisms, which act as like mediators, can make the nitrogen from that atmosphere and give to the plants. Some microorganisms like rhizobium, Okay. See here. Microorganisms like rhizobium, Nasdaq. See here, 6th A, figure number 6A, that is a Nasdaq. And Anabina, Nasdaq Anabina. Sixth, figure number 6A is a Nasdaq and figure number 6B is a Anabina. Nasdaq Anabina, Rhizobium, Azotobacter, bacterium, etc. These microorganisms help to provide this essential element like nitrogen to the plants. How? By absorbing them from atmosphere, because plants cannot make directly that nitrogen from the atmosphere. They cannot take the nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. That's why these microorganisms, which do we call like Nasdaq, Anabina, and Rhizobium and Azotobacter, can help to provide this essential element like nitrogen to the plants by absorbing them from atmosphere, because source of nitrogen is atmosphere. Now, to form certain compounds, and then fixing them into the soil that can be taken up by plants. That microorganism can absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere to form a certain compounds, and that can fix into the soil. From the soil, these plants can take from the soil. Over fixing, these microorganisms are by absorbing that nitrogen from the atmosphere and fixing in the soil. That fixed nitrogen is taken by plants to develop their growth and etc. Now, let us do an activity, interesting activity on nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium bacteria present in root nodules of Leguminosae. Leguminosae family, like which will give the root nodules, all comes from the Leguminosae family, and in that root nodules, Rhizobium bacteria will stay, and those can involve in the symbiosis process. Like, what is symbiosis process? Help together by giving shelter. This root nodule is used as a shelter for the Rhizobium bacteria. So here plant is giving shelter for the bacteria. Bacteria is involving in the fixation of nitrogen, which will help to the plant. So in this relationship, helping together relationship is a symbiosis process, symbiotic relationship. The process is symbiotic process, symbiotic, symbiotic relationship. Okay. Now let us do activity on nitrogen fixation. Collect root nodules from groundnuts. Groundnut also one of the beans and groundnuts. All plants comes under the Leguminosae family. And pea gram. Collect root nodules from the groundnuts, beans, and pea gram. Crush them into powder. Take little powder and a glass slide. Add 1 drop of water or oil. So already we have discussed how to prepare a slide. Observe it under the compound microscope and draw your observation diagram in your observation book with your hand, and by taking your friend help also. Please try to discuss with your friend while you are observing, and draw sketch diagram in your observation book. This will be helpful to compare the textual figure. Rhizobium bacteria are present in root nodules of a bean family. Nodule means what? Like a Bodpelu type. Structures are present on the roots. Look at a screen, figure number 7, root nodules. Rhizobium bacteria are present in that root nodules of a bean family like Leguminaceae. Leguminaceae, okay? Leguminaceae. Leguminaceae. But Leguminaceae, we don't call Leguminaceae. Okay, Leguminaceae family. Rhizobium converts atmosphere because nitrogen. These plants cannot make the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, cannot absorb directly. That's why these microorganisms can absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere and fix in the soil. From the soil, these plants can take the nitrogen material, nitrogen element, which is help for the plant's growth. Okay. So, Rhizobium bacteria are present in the root nodules of bean family Leguminaceae. Rhizobium converts atmosphere nitrogen into nitrates. This Rhizobium bacteria converts nitrogen into nitrates. Nitrogen into nitrates. And stored in roots. Nitrogen is converting nitrates by the particular microorganisms and stored in roots. Plant use these stored nitrates. Plants give shelter to Rhizobium bacteria in the root nodules. They cooperate one another. Helping together, cooperation, like they cooperate one another. Such a cooperate life is called symbiosis. Such a cooperate life is called symbiosis. Okay. Soil fertility increase in growing legume crops in the fields because here nitrogen is converting as like nitrates. So nitrogen fixation is going on in this, in the soil. So the elements which are helpful for the plants, the elements which are present in the soil are rich because of these Rhizobium bacteria and etc. Because they are absorbing the nitrogen from the atmosphere and fixing in the soil. That's why getting rich in the soil. So soil fertility also increasing. Then by that we can get good crops also. Soil fertility increase in the growing legume crops in the fields of farmers. Plough craft. Plough means what? Dunnadam. Plough craft of field along with the legumes on the onset of moons. Think why? The microorganisms like fungi and bacteria present in the soil degrades, decompose biological waste in the soil into small compounds. So break down that into small compounds, some of which are essential for plants. See, many of know, like maybe you are using this word while taking that cotton seeds from that fertilizers. Bolgard, BT seeds are like some different names are there. BT patti vittanalu. So what is BT here? BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis. Please look at the screen. Bacillus Bacillus, Bacillus thuringiensis. 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 So BT short form. BT is nothing but Bacillus thuringiensis is the name of bacterium. You just try to collect the wrapper or cover of that particular cotton seeds, you will get that name BT. BT means Bacillus thuringiensis is the name of bacterium. It produces a toxin It produces a toxin which kills pests on plants. Pests means what? Purugulu. It produces a toxin, Vishapadartham toxin. It produces a toxin which kills pests on the plants or crops. By that, if you grow crops also, because of this reason, the crops may not get that much effect from that pests. Other plants may not affect that much like compared to normal seeds. They may not get affected. Okay, from the microorganisms like okay, are pests. The bacterium is used as a biopesticides because we are not preparing this in laboratory. It is a bio life material, like Bacillus thuringiensis is the name of the bacterium. That's why it is a biopesticide. In transgenic crop plants, this toxin producing gene was separated from the bacterium. In transgenic crop plants, this toxin producing gene was separated from the bacterium and transferred into the crop plants. So this can protect it from pests. This can protect from pests, purugulu. So that's why that crop or plants may not get affected from the pests. If they are not getting affected from the pests, then that farmer will get a good yield. So that's why they will go for the they will give preference for take the BT. This is a biopesticide. For example, BT cotton. It shows a severe impact on plants and animals. Discuss about the effect of BT in your class. Like you discuss with your friends, please collect a wrapper or a cover of that seeds and discuss. If you have agriculture, please like discuss with your father or neighbors who will have that, and please try to collect the wrappers or covers and check that name. And if they don't know about that BT, please try to educate them, because if they use BT, there is no, we are not using that laboratory pesticides or chemical pesticides. Instead of that, we are using the biopesticide in the name of that BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. That is a bacterium. By that, that farmers can get good yield, and indirectly you are helping to educate the peoples like farmers to get a good yield. Okay, next. Activity 6. Take two parts. Take two parts or dig two pits. Your wish. Take two parts. Otherwise, you can dig two pits. Here one digging is there like a compost pit. In the corner of the garden, at home or at your school ground or in your field, fill the parts or that pits, guntalu. Fill that pits or parts up to half with a loose soil, and put some biological waste. Biological waste means some leaves or vegetable waste which you will get from kitchen while cutting that vegetables. But don't throw any chocolate wrappers or covers or etc. synthetic. Okay. So because they will take much time and 100 years to degrade. That's why you should not take that. You have to take a vegetable waste. Vegetable waste only you have to take. Fill them up to half up with the soil, loose soil. That two possible take 2 parts. Otherwise, there is a possibility to dig the 2 pits. You can put some biological waste like we discussed just now, fallen leaves or some kitchen vegetables wastes. Okay, when your mother go for the cutting of vegetables, they will take some waste materials out. So that waste, that also you can take waste papers in one of them. In one pit or pot, you have to take a biological waste like as we discussed just now. Then second pot will be there and second pit will be there. Anyone? Then fill the second one with a plastic waste like covers, plastic covers, or chocolate wrappers, or polythene bags, and with some empty glass bottles. With some empty disposable bottles or glass bottles. Now cover the pits with some loose soil. Again, you have to cover with a loose soil. That pits are pots. Sprinkle some water on the pots or pits. Do this every day after 3 to 4 weeks. You have to do this for 3 to 4 weeks. Every day you have to sprinkle some water. Do this for 2 to 4 weeks. Remove the upper soil from the pit because we have taken already half of the soil with half of the pot or pit with loosened soil. After that we have collected in one vegetable waste. In second one covers, plastic covers. After that also we have covered with the loose soil and you have sprinkled water daily for 2 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, sorry. So here, after 3 to 4 weeks, you have to remove that upper soil, loose soil from the pits or pots and observe the changes. What changes did you observe? In which pit did the materials decompose? Yes, the vegetable. In which pit we have taken the vegetable waste that can be decomposed, but second pit which you have taken the covers, plastic covers and etc., there is no decomposition. Why? Discuss once. Okay. So the plastic covers to decompose, that will take about 100 years. The poly structure, chain structure which have that bonds, it's very critical bonds to break down, and that's why it will take more time to decompose. So please guide the neighbors or your family not to use plastic covers. Instead that you have to use like natural paper bags or gunny bags like that. Nowadays we are those are also available with the stylish prints and something. So you can able to carry anything also in that. So please educate the people. What is the loss if you use that particular polythene covers or something, plastic covers? You might have observed the same thing happening in your own surroundings as well. Microorganisms present in the dead of animals, soil, air and water act upon wastes around us and decompose them. They are converted into simple substances. See children, if any animal died, you are taking that animal and throwing out of the village in field or somewhere. After some days we can see the dead body will become like small particles. Who are making that? Will get smell if we walk beside that dead body, because microorganisms are making that complex body to the simple. By breaking down of that body, these microorganisms are making that into simple. Here N Mahinder have done already this. Very good. He's showing that pit also. Very good boy. That okay. He's showing that a particular textual compost pit. Maybe he will do. So dead bodies are decomposing because the microorganisms are making that complex too simple. So in that way, nitrogen gas is releasing. That's why we are getting that bad smell. Okay. So they are converting into simple substances from complex. Thus, microorganisms help us in cleaning the environment. If there is no microorganisms, then think of our environment, how dangerous it is. Okay, it was. So thank you, children. And once again, I am remembering you. Our syllabus is microorganism part 1 and part 2. Okay. Thank you, Vandal, and prepare well.
Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope everyone fine. Please turn on your video, everyone. Okay, good. Okay. Students, actually, we are going to discuss about our 10th chapter today. And before we enter into the chapter, let us go through the question and answers in the previous chapter. Okay, all of you, please get ready with your running note or textbook. Okay, please note it down, all the answers. Okay, I will give you clues and you must write your answers your own. Okay, fine. So before that, I hope everyone started writing CWs. How many of you, please show me your CWs if you have. Please turn on your video. Chandana and Sri Vidya, Rashmita, all of you, please turn on your video. Let me see your CW at least once. Okay, how many of you started? How already we have discussed about the procedure of CWs. So I hope everyone following that. Okay, so like style sheet, after that keywords, after that question and answers, and finally if any activity. Okay, very good, Srujana. Okay, good. Oh, good, keep it up. Okay, right. I hope everyone started. Okay, let us go through the question and answers of the 9th chapter. All of you, please look at the screen. I hope everyone can see the screen. Okay, so you have questions on the screen. All of you, please look at the screen, and if not, you please see your textbook. Okay, so already have the same questions in the textbook. Okay, fine. First question is correct the false statements. They have given 4 statements. First one is most rural areas have trained doctors. There are more facilities in private hospital. And third one is nutritious food helps in improving the health scenario. And fourth is some doctors involved in necessary treatment to make money. Okay, so here you have 4 statements. Okay, so which one is false, and that you have to correct. First is most rural areas have trained doctors. True or false? It's false. You all know that the rural area, in the sense village level, we don't have much trained doctors. Are some RMB doctors or the medical practitioners work in the rural areas. So first statement is false. What is correct answer? How can we correct that? Most rural areas we have no trained doctors. Okay, rest all. Second one is true. What is that? There are more facilities in private hospital. And third also, nutritious food helps in improving the health scenario. And fourth one is some doctors involved in necessary treatment to make money. So that also, like we can say true. Okay, so rest all true. First one is false. In rural areas we have no trained. No, okay, fine. Some students already written the answer. Okay, fine, very good. And second question Like, which of the following facilities will you include in basic public facilities? What is the second question? Which of the following facilities will you include in public facilities? Which JMRs use? See here, first one is drive scooter to school, send her children to Anganwadis, and third one is owns a television set, and fourth is has a mobile phone. So finally, send letter through post office. Public facilities in the sense, you know, like what all public facilities? The facilities which is given by the government, we can say. Is it? Yes, under that circumstances, drive scooter is wrong. Send her child to Anganwadi is correct, because Anganwadi is a public facility. Okay, Anganwadi is a public facilities which stands for give education to the school children. Okay, especially small kids. So B and what are the answers? Correct to the B and C. Send letter through post office. Okay, so second question, B and C you can prefer. And third question, identify the sentences in this chapter that discuss the role of the government in providing public health. So the role of government already we have discussed. Suppose you have many public health centers, and next one we have discussed about the public health facilities should be improved. Many paragraphs we have discussed in the topic, like public health improvement in the sense nutritious food, distribution of nutritious food, public distributory system, ration through ration shop, like food grains or what are the essential food items to be like distributed. So that all we have discussed. So please go through the chapter and like pick out that points from the chapter. Okay, sentences in chapter discuss the role of government in providing public health. Okay, what are the activities done by government to improve the public health condition, that you must find from the concept book. And next is discuss which among the following measure will you consider as instances or not an instances of improving the healthcare. What are the essential things? Okay, so here write down the reasons for your answer. First one is TB patients are given free medicines. TB, tuberculosis, already you know. Okay, so in some villages, clean drinking water facilities have been arranged. Third one is shopkeepers sell medicines for cold, fever, and headache. The government provides food grains in fair price shops. Here, third one is only wrong, because shopkeepers has no right to distribute the medicines or tablets, whatever. It means a special, like if you want to distribute such type of public facilities, they have license, because especially in government sector or all the healthcare centers, even a medical shop, if you observe, you can see that they have license for distribute. They have knowledge about it. Shopkeepers sell medicines in the sense it is false. Okay, so that fourth question answer, you can write like what we call A, B, and D statements is correct according to the public health. Okay, so next is fifth question. Fifth question, what is the fifth question? Priyamvada runs a private hospital. This has more facilities than that are available in the government hospital. Second, Satyanarayana works as a government doctor in Mandal. Can you write an imaginary dialogue between them about access to health services? It's absolutely correct, because we have discussed two characters in the two children's cases in the topic. So how they get the health services in the public and private. So just like a Priyamvadana. So her dialogues, so suppose, hello doctor, how are you? Start like that. And next here, next person. Just imagine and write about their conversation. Okay, so one person working in the private sector and one person working in the public government sector, and Priyamvadana in private hospital. And sixth question, health is not limited to providing medicines. Okay, so what is the meaning? Health is not limited to providing medicines. Giving medicines and getting cure is absolutely false, because what we have to do, prevention is better than cure. You have a word. What is that? What that meant? Actually, prevention in the sense, we have many precautionary methods to avoid many different types of diseases. In this chapter, there are other aspects of health that are mentioned, like clean water. Bring them together and write a paragraph such aspects. Clean water is one of the basic need or need of a human being or all the living being, clean water. So if you do not get proper drinking water, clean drinking water, we may face a lot of trouble. Just go through the topic and where we have discussed about this clean drinking water. So just read it and write a paragraph on that topic. Okay, next is following figure shows how people get money for hospitalization in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Nearly 65% of people below poverty line have to borrow money. So here 65%, the percentage, once you see how much they have to borrow money, 65% of people below poverty line have borrow money. Borrow in the sense maybe money lender or some other people. Okay, so next in the same way, you just see this graph once and identify this chart and mark the percentage. Those above poverty line is spend 45% of the hospitalization expenditure from their savings. So once again, what first stanza here, first paragraph, nearly 65% of people below poverty line have borrow money for treatment. The same way, above poverty line spend 45% of hospitalization expenditure from their savings. Those above poverty line borrow only 35%. Okay, above poverty line borrow only 35%. When comes to below poverty line, what is above poverty line and below poverty line? Poor people and rich people. That comparison here you have. Okay, above poverty in the sense rich people, below poverty in the sense poor people. So poor people borrow 65%. Okay, and the same way above poverty line 35%. Identify these in the chart and mark the percentage. Can you also roughly estimate share of other means through which people meet their hospitalization expenses in the chart below? So here, financing of hospitalization expenses in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh by source of economic status. Below poverty line here, above poverty line. What did you understand from this? Here you can see this major part is 65% below poverty line, 65% borrow you have to write here. Where here, this is 65%. When it comes to here, only 35% borrow. Okay, after writing this all and next coming to reimbursement is nothing but expenditure actually. So loss of money or expenditure generally and other. Here you what you supposed to do here 3%, 3%. Coming to here other like write 7%. And sell assets. Sell assets is nothing but they may sell land or any other property for medical treatment. That all come under sell assets. What is supposed to here? Here 11% you can write and here 3% you can write in this blue color. Next is savings. Savings 10% savings in below poverty. And when it comes to above poverty, how much savings they have? 45%. Right here 45%. Right here 10%. I hope everyone can see the arrow. Just please mention now. And current income 7%, current present income, and coming to current income here 11%. After writing this, what you're supposed to do? Draw a tab like what we call box. First one below poverty line and above poverty line, 2 boxes, and write all these factors and compare 2 persons like above poverty line expenditure on health issues or medical treatment, the same way below poverty line health. Once again, let me tell you 35% here you have to write and 65% here borrowing in the sense they collect money for treatment or any other, like especially our concept is public health. So please write that. And next is 8th one, conduct a survey on government welfare schemes on health. List the beneficiaries in your area. What is the meaning? Conduct survey on government welfare schemes on health. Many, especially government employees, they are getting ESI or many benefit from the government like Arogyasri scheme and reimbursement facilities, like that many facilities. You just go through them and write their what are the facilities, especially government and servants or the people who are working in service sector, their facilities like medical and education they are getting. Okay, many facilities they are getting from the government. And next is list questions you wish to ask the health worker of your area on prevailing of contagious diseases in your area. Any health worker, you just talk to them and gather information about the health issues related to health issues in your region and write. Otherwise, you just go through the topic, you may get like already we have discussed in the concept many health issues and the people who are working in the health department, what all the problems they are facing. Okay, so please go through and write that. And next 10th question, what type of services would be rendered by 108 vehicle emergencies? How they help the people? 108, you know, any emergency cases, they may come and help the people, like ambulance services, like in the late night or any other situations. Immediately you can call 108 and get the services. Okay, children. And coming to activity of the lesson, anyone you please write. Okay, second one is more useful, I think. First one, list some public healthcare health centers or hospital near your place. From your experience or by visiting any of them, find out the facilities provided and people who run the center. Okay, so some health centers, whether it is private or public. Second one, consult any 5 of your friends. You can easily write that and fill the table with the following particular, then analyze and discuss in the class. Anyway, here you can fill easily. Name of the student, how often the nails are cut. Check yourself. Weekly once, dear students, weekly once we have to cut our nails. Is it so many? Once in a week, compulsory. Check yourself. All of you see your nails now. Oh my God, very, see that and see inside what all the particles you have inside your nail. Yes, and when you eat food, what happens is all enter in your body. So you may get some sort of disease. Am I right or not? As 8th class students, you must have aware of this all, because properly nail cutter you have in your home. If not, today itself cut your nail and check. Imagine, you can observe, you can imagine like many students or many of your friends coming to school in the regular days. So how their nails and how many of them, please, and how often the hands are washed. Very important at present, you know, corona. Yes, it's not necessary to tell you nowadays where everyone like what we call time to time sanitization and using soaps. Am I right? Yes, before meals, and previously only before meal and after meal sometimes, and after when we go for washroom or something, that particular time only we wash our hands. So now it is a time to restart. Already that particular column easily can fill, because everyone doing the same, like at least 5 to 10 times we are washing our hands whenever we go out, when we come back. Am I right? Yes, coming to where were the leftover food items thrown during midday meals? Very important. Midday meal time, most probably people may throw on road. Am I right? Here and there, look here and there and throw. That's it. It should move away from my property. That's all. Okay, we are not thinking about that, because directly or indirectly it come back. Am I right? Yes, houseflies come back in the form of housefly. Otherwise it stagnates somewhere and bad smell. Okay, many microorganisms forms there. Its effect on our health. Am I right? Yes, absolutely correct. Yes, because when we throw out, like, like that waste food items in the sense, especially what we eat, leftover food items. Okay, not only in the midday, every time we have to care. And how often he or she participates in school cleanliness program. Here, school cleanliness program in the sense, you know, nowadays, like your schools or your when you observe, you can see many students engage in the cleanliness programs, like taking the dust particle, put in the dustbin, like such type of activities you can see in the schools. So whether they participated or not. So 5 friends matter, and what kind of works they do for cleanliness of their houses is very important. Dear students, as you nowadays you are getting more time. Am I right? You are free. So at least once in a week, just see the spider web, and the same time stagnated water. Sometimes closer to the tap, wash it like washroom, stagnate water. So try to dry up, otherwise pour kerosene or something to kill the microorganisms. It's also helpful for you. And use mosquitoes nets. So that's like cleanliness of our home is the first step. So like that, please fill this following table. Okay, children. So these are all the question and answer part. So now let us come to the topic. And today we are going to discuss about the 10th chapter, landlords and tenants under the British and Nizam. Okay, so in this chapter, mainly what we are going to cover up, or what we are going to discuss is, what we are going to see here, two terms you have, landlords and tenant. What do you mean by tenant? A person who occupy the land, generally we call tenants. Okay, landlords, you know, rich people who live in the villages, acres of land under them. So generally we call landlords. So this is the concept under British and Nizam. These two powers already, you know, without, like when I read that, you can recall all those days and memories, because Britishers act on Indian people. Clearly we know, because nearly 200 years control our country, and maximum, what is their aim? Extraction of natural resources, the same way human effort, both we can say. Am I right? Yes, Afifa. Please talk, Afifa. It's your turn. Yes, Afifa.
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please speak. 1 second, Afifa. 1 second. 1 second. Please stay online. Okay. Let me improve the volume. 1 second. Please stay online. I will come to you. Please stay online, Afifa. Just a minute. Okay, Afifa, you can speak now. Yes, Afifa.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please tell us the portion?
Portion? What portion you mean? I can't get
FA2
you.
portion.
Syllabus, I'll tell you end of the session. Okay. Okay, Afifa, that's your doubt. Okay, end of the session, I'll give you a syllabus. Okay, don't bother about, please mute yourself. Okay, students, okay, get back. So, landlords and tenants under British. Okay, students, nearly 200 years Britishers ruled, and their main aim is to extract or use our natural resources, and the same way human effort, the same way Nizam time also. So many terms we have to discuss later. To the main concept is how they get income. So you all know that present days, the main source of income of our government is collecting tax. Am I right? Yes. Did you observe our tax system? Land tax, vehicle tax. Okay, many different taxes collected by the government, and our system, our government system run by this amount, or what all the income gained by through these taxes. Okay, tax is the main income of the government. The same way Britishers also like collected some sort of taxes, and many mediators, they appointed many mediators to collect the taxes that we call zemindars. Olden days zemindars, we have a term, zemindar. What we call zemindars. In olden days, very olden days, like in the Nizam time and all, we have zemindar we call. Even Mughal emperors, we are going to discuss about Mughal emperors. Mughal emperors, you all know about Mughal emperors. Okay, Mughal emperors is almost 6 to 7 like major rulers. We can say like Babur, Akbar, Jahangir. Okay, many, we will discuss about that. And in those days, they implemented many tax on people, especially farmers. 1% of their income, or 10% or 50% of their income should be given to the government or authority. They collect that like what we call yield. The same way artisans or the craft persons, everyone should pay the tax in the form of money. There is no money in the form of goods. They must give to the Mughal emperors. Okay, so about Mughal emperors we are going to discuss in the beginning. Then after Britishers entry, okay, so in in the 1600, almost 1600, Okay, in the year 1600, Britishers entered our country. They established the British East India Company in our country. And the establishment of British East India Company, their main aim is to trade in the sense gather all our wealth, especially in the what we call spices or whatever the wealth we have. They collected that all and taken to their country. That is a main aim of the Britishers. Then afterwards, Nizam government. So this is a concept. Okay, this all we are going to discuss in this chapter. So today's our aim is to know about landlords and tenants under the British and Nizams. And the following topics, let us discuss what is Mughal emperors, who are the main like important Mughal emperors. Next is Zamindars and peasant. I have told you who is the Zamindar. Zamindar is nothing but holder or occupier of land. Holder or occupier of land. It means under the authority. Especially here you have Mughal emperors. Mughal emperors. Under Mughal emperors, many Zamindar or the Zamindari system we call. Okay, these emperors appointed some Zamindars to collect taxes. Zamindars actually mediators. They approach farmers or the people who are working under them. Okay, so they collect the taxes and submit to the government. Government in the sense here, Mughal emperors. From landlords, the same way peasant or word you have, peasant we call. What is the meaning of that? Small farmers generally. Okay, small farmers or small landholders generally we call in Mughal time. And next is permanent settlement, changes introduced by British. Okay, after that Britishers entry. Okay, so Britishers also, like Britishers conquered our country, we can say, because through attack they conquered, they established their own company here, they extracted maximum of natural resources, the same way human effort, and they gained lot of income. Okay, so this all about today's topic. Okay, so once again, Mughal emperors. And the same way, Zamindars and peasant in Mughal time. The third topic is permanent settlement, changes introduced by Britishers. Okay, fine. These are all the topics we are going to discuss today. And before that, you have some keywords on the screen. Tenant. Already I have told you what is the meaning. A person who occupies the land generally we call tenant. Peasant. What is the meaning? Don't forget these terms you can see in the concept book. Whenever you go read the chapter, the same topic you can see. Next one is a small poor labor. Generally we call. Okay, Zamindars. Zamindars, holder, occupier of the land. Occupier of the land under the authority or especially Mughal or Britishers, whomever. So they appointed some persons to collect the tax and submit. Under Zamindars, military officers may work. Army people may work. Okay, so the same way next is descendant. Same ancestors we call descendant. Okay, tribal people believe that they have a common descendant. What do you mean by descendant? A common ancestor. They all belongs to that particular, that we call descendant. Okay, so next is butcher we call. What is the meaning? A person who work in meat. Okay, cutting meat and meat shops. Especially like chicken stall or mutton. So that particular profession or field, we can say that butcher we call. Okay, fine. Once again, spelling B-U-T-C-H-E-R, butcher. Okay, so now coming to evict, expel from property, evicted, sending away, evict, moving away from the land, evict. Finally, you have a word shepherd, a person who rear goat or sheep. Shepherd we call, shepherd. Okay, once again, tenant, peasant, zamindar, descendant, butcher. Though don't forget the term blacksmith, goldsmith, everything, you know, the same way. This is also a particular job or work. Next is evict, shepherd. Okay, students? Yes. Now, let us see about some. It is not already it is not related to your concept. Actually, we have Mughal emperors. Okay, so here you have important Mughal emperors. What important Mughal emperors or emperors? Let us see here. First one, Babur, after Humayun, and next after Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb. Okay, these are the very prominent or major or very well-named Mughal emperors, we can say. Okay, their activities and all, it's not necessary to discuss in this chapter. Anyway, you must know before we discuss about Mughal emperors and their tax system and the people work under them for gathering or collecting taxes, we must know what is Mughal emperors. It is a dynasty, we can say. Mughal emperors is a dynasty, and vast land, almost all Indian subcontinent conquered by Mughal, and they control our country. So generally we call they are Mughal emperors. The same way important Mughal emperors are there: Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. Okay, children. So just let us go through everyone. First is Babur. Okay, take screenshot of this. It's like you can understand later what is the what importance they have, and the actual name is Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. Okay, so 14 February 1483 to 26 December 1530. Sometimes also spelt Babur or Babur, was a conqueror from Central Asia who, following a series of setbacks, finally succeeded in laying the basis for the Mughal dynasty in Indian subcontinent and became the first Mughal emperor. Who is the first Mughal emperor? Babur. Okay, why do we discuss this all? Already have explained you clearly, because these people, how actually Babur, he cannot look after all the region himself. So he appointed some people to get the resources. Resources in the sense, like in the agricultural products, olden days there is no money. Okay, money in the form of money, they are not collecting anything. So here, what these people did, they collected different like what we call like agricultural products or handicrafts items and the furnitures. Okay, so wood. Okay, important medicinal plants. Okay, valuable things from the people. So in that way, they improved their wealth. Actually, why did they collect taxes? To improve their wealth. So this is one of the important. The first Mughal emperor is Babur, we can say. He was a direct descendant of Timur. Descendant, a word I have told you, the same ancestors from Timur, from the Barals clan. Clan means a society, a tribal, especially clan. Clan, nothing but a clan in the sense group of people live in a particular region that we call clans. Baral clans through his father, and also descendant of Chengiz Khan through his mother. Okay, so two ways he has connection. So the culturally, he was a great influenced by the Persian culture, and this affected both his own actions and those of his successors. So giving rise to significant expansion of the Persianate ethos. It means we all know that these monuments, the important monuments which is constructed by Mughal emperors, everything a special touch you can see, because in their clan or in their region, how they used or how what all the like how they constructed the buildings, especially Red Fort and many important monuments, Taj Mahal, like constructed by Shah Jahan. So they are all special touch we can see, because according to their region, and how did they, and special craft persons or the person who works to construct this all, they are all special skilled persons according to their region or region culture. Okay, fine. Next to Humayun. Next person, take a screenshot of this all and go through that. Okay, so Humayun is one more, and he was the second Mughal emperor who ruled over territory in what is now Afghanistan, Pakistan, and part of northern India from. So find it out this all. Okay, so already you have learned about Mughal emperors in the previous classes, I think. So just a revision of that. Okay, just and next coming to next person here, Akbar. Okay, Akbar, and he's when he the period of his ruling, and the same way from who is a descendant of this. Okay, descendant in the sense already we have discussed about Babur, and is followed by Akbar. So the next is next coming to Jahangir. Okay, so next person is Jahangir. His real name is Nuruddin Muhammad or Salim. Okay, please remember this all point. This all the important Mughal emperors. Take a screenshot of this. And coming to Shah Jahan. Okay, Shah Jahan Shahabuddin Muhammad Khurram is the real name of Shah Jahan. Okay, take a screenshot of these students and go through the topic about Shah Jahan. Who is Shah Jahan? What is his role on our like country, and where he ruled, and what is his important. Next is Aurangzeb. Okay, so his real name is Muhyiddin Muhammad. Okay, Muhyiddin Muhammad is the real name of Aurangzeb. Okay, please learn this because it's useful for your future like competitive examinations also. Okay, who is the important rulers in the Mughal. Okay, so coming to there, I have told you in the beginning, see here, see masterpieces were built at the time. Agra Fort is very famous till today. Okay, am I right? Yes. So a special skill you can see when we see these monuments and all. Okay, their art and artworks and their effort to construct this all, everything you can see here clearly. Okay, so this all about, and next is our topic. Okay, we are discussing our topic. So during the time of Mughal emperors, the zamindars collected land revenue from the peasant on the behalf of the emperor. I have told you who is zamindars. Zamindars is a mediators, we can say. The emperors, the person who control empire, we call emperor, a ruler. Okay, rulers appointed some persons, we call them zamindars, to collect land revenue tax from the poor farmers. Okay, or the farmers who works in the areas, and in return they received a share of the revenue collected, and sometimes also had the right to collect some small local taxes. See, in return of that, some percentage government authority will give them. To whom? To the emperors, to the zamindars. Okay, zamindars rule to collect taxes from the people, especially peasant, a term you have here. And what they get for that, they get some sort of benefit from the emperors. They give some amount to them. In addition of that, they also have right to collect some local taxes. They also had a small band of soldiers with horses and guns. Okay, so many soldiers assist them because collecting tax, some people may reject. Some people, they are not ready to give tax to them. So under that circumstances, what these Mughal emperors do? They forcibly collect tax from the people. Their houses were like small fort called Gadi in Telangana. So a term they have given. Their houses, who's are zamindars? Gadi in Telangana area, we call their houses is Gadi. It seems like a fort. It's a very fort, you know, very big forts we can say. So these enable them to control the nearby villages. As revenue collectors, the zamindars often acted as intermediaries between the government and peasant. I have told you what is their role. Zamindars' role is mediators, intermediaries. It means they collect a tax from the people and submit to the emperors. That is their role. They often represented the problems faced by the peasant to the government, and at the same time also try to enforce the regulations imposed on the peasant by the government. What is their role? Collecting tax from the government and sharing the problems of the peasant. Okay, sharing. So sometimes this peasant or the small farmers or someone may tell them some problems. So these zamindars is a mediators. Olden days, there is no right to meet empress. Like when a farmer or a peasant get any problem, they have no way to meet the authority or the emperor. Under that circumstances, who helps them? These zamindars helps them to share their feelings to the authority, especially here emperors. Okay, the same way, any rules and regulations proposed by the rulers, that also these zamindars inform the peasant. That is the role of zamindars. Please note it down. What is the role of zamindars in the time of Mughal or Nizam? What is the roles of zamindars? Zamindar work as a mediators. They are the tax collectors, we can say, and many soldiers assist them and they help them to collect taxes. The same way, the problems of the peasant shared by the zamindars. The same way, new laws or any rules released or implemented by the ruler, that also they will share to the farmers. Okay, fine. Dear students, as today's session, we are going to wind up now because lack of time I cannot go through, and rest of the topics we will discuss later. And what you're supposed to do is please go through the chapter and write a summary of this lesson. Okay, students, ready? Afifa, and somebody asked me about syllabus. Okay, your syllabus is 4th and 5th chapter, the polar region, forest using and protecting. Okay, Afifa, Afia.